Well, welcome back everybody then to the American Dream, the Haas playthrough in the Fire mod in Motorsport Manager. Not the best race last time out. I think we were, what, sort of 17th, 15th and 7th? Yeah, 15th and 17th last time. Struggled with the tyres, probably not the best strategy, but we're learning all the time. You know, I've only played this game for about a year and a half, so, you know, it's a learning process. But we'll try and get on with it. And to be fair, P8 at the moment, we're still above our target. And, of course, we'll be challenging for points, hopefully, again this time. If we just get the strategy right on the right days, and we should be okay. But let's get on with the episode for today, then. There's plenty of great advice coming in from last time. Most of it dependent on the races, so we'll go over that. We'll try and remember that when we get to the races themselves. There's another mistake-free weekend for the pit crew. So I don't think we're going to have to be firing anybody at the moment. We've got some new brakes finished. I can't remember if that is now 2 lots of brakes. Yeah, so that's 2 new brakes. So our engine's pretty strong. Of course, we've got the Ferrari engine technically. But of course we can improve it as well and make new ones. Our gearbox is not too bad. It's really aero and suspension that we're really lacking. And of course those brakes. So I think we will go on to... let's go for the rear wing, shall we? Try and get that up to the level of the front wing. A little bit cheaper. We've got to remember that we need to save quite a lot of money at the moment. Because I was looking at the rules as well. Let's do that in a minute. For the championship, and we are on, where is it, very high merit payments. There's a big difference between the top and the bottom teams, and that's probably why a lot of you were saying remember to save money for next year. So if we remember how much the teams are paying, so where's our car, there we go. So at the moment this year's payments were 74 million. So I don't know what the prize money is going to be. If anybody knows roughly, if we finish sort of 7th or 8th, how much it's going to be. But we need to have a good amount in the bank just in case. So I'm going to try and keep saving, and try not to overspend too much. So the rear wing's probably good for now, just to get some money in the bank early doors. And it needs improving really as well, to be fair. That's 2 million for a rear wing. It's going to cost another 2 million for another one. But we'll get going. We'll keep that moving. We've got some new sponsors to come in as well. So let's do the parts first. We're still waiting for that new HQ. Which is going to be ready in 13 weeks. And that's going to be crucial to improving this season's car. That's for sure. So we need to switch reliability onto the new brakes. I don't think we're going to have them ready for next time. But we do have the other brakes almost certainly ready. And performance, we may as well switch to that as well. Get it as high as possible, because it'll probably be a while before we make some brakes again. And on to the old sponsors. Right. So we've got Esso Wiche, which is that sponsor I think I've seen on the Ferrari in some of the Eastern races, and Randstad, an old Williams sponsor. So we've got fixed payments per races or bonuses. 6th or above is that bonus. At the moment we don't. I'd rather take money per race, to be fair, and 600,000 per race with Esso is probably better than gambling on 6th or above, because we're going to struggle to get that at the moment. So we'll take Esso for that slot, and slot number 5. We got upfront or fixed pay. 2 million upfront, definitely not. Mind you, that's almost half of ATAT. Or Oris watches. Well, we've got 2 offers from them, actually. 300,000 per race. Quick maths is about 4.2 million, I think. Maybe a little bit more. I'd rather take it up front and get it in the bank, to be fair, rather than have 300,000 per race. So we'll take that. We'll pocket that 4.5, 4.8, and they're pretty much our sponsor for the rest of the season. And the car's starting to look pretty decent with the old sponsors. So AT&T there, Esso, the old Fuel, Haas. Of course, that's horrible that... Okay, yeah, they give us $1 million per race, but the fact that if we improve somehow to get 5-star sponsors, we're going to have to wait like 6 seasons or something to be able to get rid of Haas. To be fair, it is his car, so I guess. The old Colgate, Roman and Magnussen will be doing the old Bright Smile commercials, I'm sure. I dread to think I would love to see a toothpaste advert with those two. Christ. I need Kevin Magnussen. I need fresh teeth to suck balls. That's why I use Minty Fresh Colgate to get all. No, I'm not going that. That was going to go a bit too far. And Richard Mill, of course, the youth. I think they're youth driver program. Anyway, let's continue on. Yeah, a little bit silly every now and then. It's quite a serious game, so it's nice to have a few jokes, no matter how bad they are. I hope you still appreciate them. Right, we've got 5 days to go. We'll keep focusing on those. Actually, we may as well switch that reliability over to the front wing, because the rear wings, we've got new ones coming. I don't think we're going to have the other brakes ready, unfortunately. But we'll continue working on them anyway, and we'll hopefully have them for the next race. So, what's the last little bit? Okay, Mag. Doing some weights, when I woke up this morning, my back was in total agony. Still dry, but not feeling sharp. So, a small decrease in smoothness, consistency, adaptability, and fitness. Now, who was our reserve? It's Titina Calderon. Do we roleplay this a little bit and put Calderon in and just see how she goes? It would be such a... Of course, we won't get the benefit in the race, but it would be such a marketing exercise to have a female driver in a race weekend. I feel like we should roleplay that a little bit. K-Mag won't mind. I know someone that watches this is a real big fan of K-Mag, but I kind of feel like we should put her in. It'd be such a story for F1, and it'd be good, you know, judging of whether she's a good future driver for us. Let's do it. Imagine the story in the paddock. It shouldn't really be such a big story, but it is, and we know it is. Hopefully it will happen one day. Let's put her in the car, why not? Alright, we'll go for our normal split then of 6.5. I guess, yeah, we'll go 6.63. I'm not really bothered about hard tyres. We very rarely use them, and if we do, it's in the race. It's not as if we need to use them for practice or qualifying. Can I just say right now, the guy that loves K-Mag, please don't unsubscribe like you said you would if I got rid of K-Mag. It's just one race, okay? He's hurt his back. It's his problem, not mine. Right, we can't use the other new brakes. She's unsure because she estimated race position first. Okay, that's a brave decision from someone. Giving us fairly equal cars. Right, we're ready to go then. So I shall get practice done as usual, and I shall be back with you shortly for qualifying. Okay, we're into qualifying then. We'll see what we can do. No sponsor objectives to meet, which is quite a good thing. We're going with all fixed payment sponsors, or per race sponsors, means it doesn't really matter how we do in qualifying, it's not money related. But, you know, if we can get into the top 10 again, we've done pretty well the last few races in getting our cars into the top 10 somehow on pace. But it's never quite turned out that way in the races. We've put, well, I've put in this super overtake mode on Grosjean as a mechanic upgrade, trait slot even, as suggested in the comments, which was a great idea. Not too practical for the race, but should give us a nice boost for qualifying. It's going to be interesting here how Calderon does. He's looking a little lower on form than Grosjean, but as we know from playing since that form mechanic came in, it's not the be all and end all. And of course with Grosjean with that super overtake mode, you would expect him to be a bit better than Calderon, as you would do anyway, based on star ratings, but we'll see. This is, you know, these injuries are a good thing to put in your reserve driver to give them a go and see how they do. So Grosjean does a 21.9 and Calderon almost 1.1 seconds behind. Now, how much of that is that overtake mode and how much is the difference in the drivers? We'll see how Calderon does it on her second lap. But not... Well, you know, it's her first race weekend. You can't expect miracles. Grosjean, that's a really competitive time, actually. He's only 0.3 of a second off Hamilton, somehow. So, once again, our car looking really competitive in qualifying. That super overtake mode seems to have worked wonders as well. Let's hope Grosjean can have a good race. So, we'll wait a little bit. As much as I've been trying to get these episodes down in length, they are still a bit longer than I'd like, but to be fair, I also said that we were going to be doing 2 episodes a week at some point soon. I still haven't got round to doing that, so 1 long episode a week. I hope you guys don't mind if they're a little bit longer, if we're only visiting the series once a week for the moment. So we'll just wait a little bit longer and then we'll send them out on another run. Setups, by the way, 97% for each car. Would have liked a little bit more, but everybody always wants a bit more, don't they? In life and on the racetrack. So we'll send Calderon out as well. Grosjean really looking on good form here. And we just need to learn to race well. I can't quite explain why this car is so good in qualifying. It just is. It just is. But we're never able to race that. So obviously we'll concentrate on both cars, but Grosjean, with the kind of pace he's showing, I do kind of feel like we should just concentrate on him during the race, but we'll see. Let's see if Calderon can improve anyway, because there's clearly that kind of pace in the car. And of course some people could have had a bad lap as well, so we'll see if anybody else improves. So Grosjean 4 temps down for the first sector, Calderon 8 temps down. 5 temps, 9 temps. It looks like he's going to be a little bit slower. Vettel improves his time massively. Grosjean's going to come across the line now. Doesn't improve. Calderon improves a little bit. Improves a little bit. Gets a few temps. Lifts herself to 15th place. And that is everybody having done their laps then. And it's going to be P5 for Grosjean. Only the Ferraris and the Mercedes ahead of him. He beats both Red Bulls. And really looking like... I don't understand this form mechanic. Like, it was up in the 9s, and because he didn't improve on his second time lap, it's suddenly down to 6.8. It doesn't really make sense to me. But then a lot of things don't in this game. Which is why I have all you lovely people to play along. It's the only reason for this YouTube channel, really. Just to help me in this game. That's how it's becoming anyway. Right, I think I'm going to go... I do really want to use the mediums in this race. I think they're going to be a good race tyre. Do we reduce wear or increase performance? I think we reduce wear. Because that seems to be our problem constantly. So hopefully that will help us, and we'll use the medium tyres as much as we can. We'll go medium and race trim for Calderon. And then I think we'll start Grosjean on the softs because he's right up there. And I think with Calderon we will start on the mediums. I don't really think the hards will make much. I don't want to use the hard tyres, and we've got a performance boost for the mediums. So I think we'll try and go mediums the whole race if we can with Calderon. But we'll see how it turns out. Long race, 37 laps. Looks like the tyre wear is pretty high here. So we're going to have to look after them and getting the right amount of stops. Kimi not having a good weekend. Look at that. Two on the form book. And nobody above 6 up there. Grosjean is showing as 9. Kvyat having a good weekend. Maybe that's why we're so close. They're just not having a good weekend, the front guys. Anyway, time for race number 5? Yeah, race number 5. I wasn't sure there for a minute. And we're underway. Good start from Grosjean. He's made a mistake at turn 1. Romain. Oh, he gets back out onto the track in 12th. But that's a poor error from Romain there. And he's really holding up this pack, as he's obviously trying to get the gravel off his tyres. As Calderon gets past Sainz in all that confusion then, and is up to 13th, just behind Romain. And we need to keep an eye on. So it is very hot out there, 31 degrees, so I think we'll go back to conserve and medium on the fuel. And just see how the tyre temps play out then. Oh, I forgot about everybody using the boost straight away. It's cost us a few positions. Calderon's actually flown past Grosjean and he's on the attack now. And because we started the boost a little bit later, means that she's got a little bit more to use, and she's up to P9 then. Grosjean gets a couple of places back up to P14 then. Grosjean looking okay on his tyres, as is Calderon in terms of temperatures, so conserve looks like what we need to be on. We used quite a lot of fuel in that first lap, so we'll just keep on conservative for the moment. Our reliability should be good on the cars. We haven't really had an issue with that this season so far, so we should be okay. Calderon in P10 then. 2 medium tyre runners ahead, Perez and Kvyat. Hulkenberg behind on the hard tyres. With any luck, that Renault will hold up the rest of the pack and Calderon can make a little gap here. It's Grosjean we really need to get moving. I'm going to go up to full speed, just to try and make our promise of making these episodes a little bit shorter. Plus, the tyre temps look good. There's not really much we can do, but just let our drivers get on with it. Grosjean really stuck in traffic here. Let's see if we can use this boost as he comes onto the straight. He was already pretty much past Ocon, to be fair, but that's just helped him past. Ocon coming back with the boost though. Oh, making a move. Rowan holds it though. It's those new brakes. He's finally happy. Oh, Ocon coming back, and he's let both Ocon and Stroll through. And now the Sauber's using his deployment. And Grosjean going backwards fast. And this is a bit of a disaster for Romain. Calderon going okay. Sainz and Hulkenberg have got past the 2 Renaults, and she's being harried by the rest of the group now. Ocon and Stroll trying to get through. So we really don't seem to have good rate. Oh, there's a... That was Lance Stroll, yeah, he went straight off. Oh, he went into the pits. Okay. Alright, we're going to save this boost up so we can use it at the right time. Romain looking a little worse for wear on those tyres. We'll have to get him in soon. Go back to speed 2 for the moment. Medium's holding up well. Now we need to decide what we do with Romain. Do we go on to the hards, or do we go mediums for the rest of the race? We'll probably have to bring him in this lap to avoid him getting completely swamped. He's really struggling, and I feel we've got to try something different here. Mind you, he's got the reduction in wear on the mediums, so I think it makes sense to go on to the mediums. So we will pit him this lap and go on to the medium tyres. Should be a 3-stop race, I would think, if we stay on the mediums for the rest. Even for Romain, he should be able to take those mediums a few laps longer. I don't think Calderon would probably have to do about 12-13 laps per stint. Yeah, those tyres have dropped off the cliff for Grosjean. Hitted 1 lap too late there, perhaps. If we can get sort of we can get 12 or 13 laps out of the mediums, and Calderon might be able to do a 2-stop here. But anyway, Romain back out. It's a good stop, no mistakes. It's a little slow, 3.8 seconds. I've once again completely neglected to check the pit crew before this race, which is a bit of a silly idea, not going to lie. But Calderon holding on to P14. She's got a nice little gap ahead of the chasing pack, the science pits. She doesn't seem to have the pace of those ahead. Calderon does want to pit. We're going to take her a couple more laps. We're going to shoot for 12. If we can do 12 laps a stint and then 13 the final stint, we can do a 2-stop here. I think that's what we need to try. We can always put the hard tyres on for the final stint as well if it doesn't look like they're going to last. Roman would definitely on a free. He's overheating those tyres badly. I need to back him up a minute. Just going to try and negotiate that with the old boost. So getting a bit of time while we're on conserve. Calderon's going to have to pit this time round then. As the fuel comes down, they should go a little bit longer each time. So it'll be 11 laps for the first stint. If we can increase it by 1 each time, 12 and 13, no, it still won't be enough. But we can always put the hards on for the final stint if we need to. Right. Roman getting those tyres back down. We'll go on to conserve. Calderon into the pits here. It'll be interesting to see where she comes out. I think she's going to come out quite a way behind Grosjean. Good stop, no mistakes. 10th quicker than Grosjean. Whoa! That was a collision, surely. Two cars just glitching through each other there. The two teammates couldn't be closer. We're going to use this boost down this long straight for Calderon to try and get her past Van Dorn and away from Grosjean so she's not holding up her teammate. I think conserve seems to be the right level for these tyres around this track. Grosjean now trying to get past into turn 1. We'll use that boost to make sure he gets clear of Gasly as well. And he's through. Now, the bizarre thing with Grosjean is he's firing all cylinders. He's rated 10. He's feeling the best he's ever felt in this fast car. And he's having a shocker. An absolute shocker so far. He really should be nicely into that top 10 at this point. And at this point in time, he's on target for a free stop. So he really needs to be getting through this field, and he's really not. He'll knock it on up to 4%. Times 4, sorry. What is happening with Grosjean? This just confirms to me that this form thing is utter nonsense. It really is. I mean, the guys ahead, sure, they've got less tyre wear. And Grosjean, to be fair, is now on the back of Calderon when he was about 7 or 8 seconds behind, so he's made up some time. But I would just expect him to be cruising through this field, and he's not. I guess it's not a magic button. He is catching Calderon at quite a pace, to be fair. So I think we might have to do the old swap around using the deployment down the main straight if he can get close enough. Because he's definitely being held up and he's being backed into traffic here. It's not enough though. He's still not passed. I don't want to give the team order, but I think we've got to give the team order and let Grosjean through here and see what he can do. Yeah, we're going to let... She's a reserve driver, so she... Oh! That didn't work very well. Well, there's the move. He's already lost a place. So that really didn't work out very well. Calderon's just got back past. Okay, Roman, you've had your chance. I mean, he's still stuck behind. I really don't know what to do. We're going to use that boost from Calderon to try and get her away from him. It's got her a couple of positions. Well, it's got a 1. It's got a first Stroll. Deployment is so overpowered in this compared to what it would be like in real life. Of course, the deployment's used all the way around the lap, but I kind of liken this system to Kerr's, how it used to be. And it's way more powerful than Kerr's ever was, that's for sure. Like 100% charge could get you 3 or 4 seconds a lap on this. So Grosjean's probably going to be able to go another 2 or 3 laps at most. He's probably going to have to put the hard tyres on if he wants any hope. If he's got any hope of doing a 2-stop. The points are nowhere to be seen. Points are completely out of range for us today. And we're fighting back here with the McLarens and the Saubers today. It's a real shame. So Calderon coming under pressure now. Once we get back round to the straight, we're going to go straight back on the boost to try and defend here from Sainz, who's 2 stops already. So I think we're going to have to, well, we're going to have to pick Grosjean this time round for sure. 15 laps to go. I might let him go around once more. Hopefully it's not too much. I feel like there might be a few cars that are free stopping here. Mind you, the guys that have 2 stops are already where we are. Right, Grosjean's going to come in this time. He's going to put the hard tyres on. It's the only way we're going to get to the end. And then Calderon will come in the following lap. We do have plenty of fuel. To be fair, 14 laps. We're not going to get the mediums 14 laps. No chance. We've got a bit of fuel to use, so we can always take that to advantage. No mistakes in the pit stop once again. We'll use that boost. Again, probably in the wrong place. That was also mentioned in the comments, but actually we got those 2 straights use out of it. And we're going to kick on up to high fuel mode. As Calderon comes in then for our final stop. I feel we pushed her a little bit too far. Yeah, she's going to come back out quite a way behind Grosjean as a result. It was a mistake on the tyres, that's why. 3.8 seconds. Chris, going to be having words after the race, buddy. We're going to go on to high fuel mode, use up some of this spare fuel we've got. And we'll just see what happens. There are some people that are going to stop again. So we need to make sure we can take these tyres to the end. All in all, it's a really disappointing race though. Do we think Grosjean would have had a better race if he hadn't made that mistake on turn 1? Possibly. It's difficult to know really, isn't it? But to be fair, he has got himself back ahead of Calderon. That was mostly due to that pit stop error. But, conserve is not what we want for hard tyres. So let's push for a couple of laps, get those temps back up. This is the time we've got to make it count. Because there will be people stopping and coming back our way. Calderon's just been done by Alonso. He's just made his second stop and put the soft tyres on. Right, let's probably stop pushing now. Let's try neutral. That should be the right level for these tyres. 8 laps to go. And we've got plenty of fuel. Engine and gearbox looking okay. Calderon's got plenty on our engine and gearbox. And the fuel's not going down very quickly. So we'll go overtake for a couple of laps. And just see what they can do. Can we get Grosjean back past Sainz? Doesn't look like it. I think there's a few more pit stops to come though. So there are some places we're going to get. There's a bunch of people in the pits now. looks like we need to go back to conserving the tyres for Calderon. Tyres should easily get to the end then. We need to keep an eye on the gearbox for Roman. So Wehrlein, Hamilton, Lewis making another stop. And we'll be all over the back of Grosjean. We're up to 14th. Should we defend that from Hamilton just for lols? Sure. Let's try and give... We'll get some TV time. Lewis trying to get past us. It'll please our new sponsors. Calderon's managed to get past Ericsson. So she's making a bit of progress. And Alonso ahead. His tyres are going to... There goes Hamilton. Alonso's tyres ahead are going to be done pretty quickly. So she might be able to get another place, but... whether it will be enough. I don't know. So where are we in terms of points? Kvyat, there's a big gap between Kvyat and Stroll, that's the problem. So even if Grosjean gets through this chain, he's still going to struggle to get any points. Use that boost for Calderon. She is actually right onto the back of Alonso. The two McLarens having a ding-dong battle here. Got that down to speed 2 for the last few laps. She's got past Van Dorn then. And we'll see if she can have a go at Alonso. Tyres overheating massively for Grosjean now. Great. I think we can keep pushing this engine mode till the end, to be fair. Damage front wing on Calderon's car should be okay. Grosjean has got himself clear of Sainz. I don't think he's going to be able to chase anybody else down though. So I think we'll go back to high fuel mode on his car. Calderon, we may as well let her continue. We may as well go push high, so at least we can go high fuel mode till the end. We'll probably go back to neutral for Calderon. Tyre's still not cooling back down for Grosjean. As the leaders start their opening lap, final lap, then Calderon desperately trying to get past Fernando. We use the boost, a little bit of boost she's got in the worst possible place there. We really need to work on that. Grosjean is he's clear in 13th, isn't he? Fuel is good, so we've just got to let him go really till the end. We may as well use that boost for Grosjean when we can. Calderon trying to make a move on Fernando, can't quite make it work. Use that boost for Grosjean down that straight. If we time it a bit better, she might have a chance here on Fernando. Nope. She does not. She's got a little bit of overtake. Oh, she's made a move. Can she make it stick on the wily old fox? She's trying to hang it around the outside of the left-hander now. Oh, Fernando's got a little bit of boost left. And of course he has. He's timed it perfectly. Grosjean crosses in 13th. Calderon 18th. Wow. What a disappointing race. Couldn't have said it better myself, Calderon. Disaster. To be fair, Grosjean went a couple of places better than last time. Calderon one place worse than Magnussen. It's about where our car is. Unless we have a perfect race, we're going to struggle to get points, and I think we know that at this point. Williams getting some good points with Massa is going to be a bit of a danger. But no points for Sauber or McLaren at least. So it means we do drop behind Williams by a point, but we're still only 2 points away from Renault. 9th is our target, let's not forget. And this is still early in the season in a Haas car that's not that great. So I think that was a fairly average race. I think it was a shame Grosjean made that mistake on turn 1. He threw away that great qualifying position. And we might have been a few places further forward if that hadn't have happened. Calderon in our opening weekend. It's good practice for her. It's good to know she's not that far off Magnussen. In terms of finishing position at least. And she's definitely a potential to replace him if we needed to. But I feel like she's good as a reserve for now, and if we were going to replace Magnussen, it would be with quite a better driver. So all in all, it's more money in the bank. We continue to push this car forward, and look, new rear wing built, and we just got to keep pushing. We're the 9th quickest car, and we're 9th in the championship. It makes sense. It really does. Let's not forget that was the first race as well that I used the realistic mode setting that I changed on the standard Motorsport Manager series. Just for anybody that wants to know, that's race strategy difficulty here I've put on realistic. It just means the AI shouldn't make so many stupid tyre decisions. And that is, of course, something that could be a factor as well. So, hopefully, the next race is only in 10 days. So, Kevin Magnussen's still going to have that back problem. So, as a parting note, do you guys think we should give Calderon another chance? With Magnussen still having an injured back? Or do you think we should swap Magnussen back in, even with the injury, next time out? And of course, keep your help and advice coming. Let me know what you think we should go forward with in the car, what developments we should be concentrating on. And as I said earlier on in the episode, if anybody knows the kind of prize money we're going to be getting for around about 8th or 9th place in the championship, let me know, because I need to work out how much we need to budget for next year's car. So as always, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for your continuing support on this series. I think almost every episode is round about 100 views or plus, which is great. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it. And it's not a promise, as I say every week. I'll try and maybe get a second episode of this out later this week if I've got time. But as always, do like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And I'll see you again next time.